clock inside 10, then overplays on the pass. The clock's at 5. Wooden gets inside. Ben with a sensational block.
When Ben Wallace came to Detroit, this was a physical marvel.
Hamilton drips to attack. To Wallace!
What you saw in him was his desire and the way he just, if he couldn't score, he was going to out-rebound you. He was going to be the Charlie Hustle.
Cleaves the way home. No, tap in by Wallace.
You didn't see Ben Wallace get dunked on a whole lot by the premier players of that time, and that's one of the rare things about him because he went after everything.
Giving Cleveland already. Up and under Murray. Blocked by Wallace.
It's a rags to riches story. I mean, that's cliche, but that's what he was, and that's why the people love him so much.
Coming through here, it taught me a lot of discipline.
Before Field of Fro, before all the endorsements and things like that came with being Ben Wallace, he played hard because he knew nothing else.
O'Neal deep on the post, lots of contact. Oh, what a block by Wallace! What a jump ball! Well,
You go back to his college days, Virginia Union, a 6'6" guy, who, if you ever stood next to him, you know that he's nowhere near 7 feet. He's about 6'7". So in his junior college days and college days, they tried to put him where they put 6'7" guys at, on the wings or playing guards. So, he was miscast very early in his career, and once he got to the NBA level, he was just billed as an energy guy.
Coming through here, it taught me a lot of discipline. Coming from a Division II program made me realize I have to work harder than others because, they got seen every night on national TV, and I just had to work hard to prove myself.
Ben was cut in Washington, coming from basically the same place I came from, the Division II, CIAA. You didn't see what he had, but what you saw in him was his desire.
Inside is Wallace, missed it, he'll try again, missed another. Gets it back, and gets it down. Third time's a charm.
He came from nothing, big, huge family, and Bill, humble guy, always was a humble guy, hardest worker in the world. You can just see him just working, and his game, the hard work translated to the floor because he looked like he was working hard on the floor all the time, just out hustling everybody. And the fans really took to that.
Well, that's a great effort after Ben Wallace, who's had trouble tonight.
Ben Wallace came over in the sign and trade that sent Grant Hill to Orlando. And before then, Ben Wallace was a guy who could defend and he could rebound. But what is Ben Wallace?
Giracek with a jump stop, blocked by Ben.
When Ben Wallace came to Detroit, you didn't know what you were getting, really. He showed flashes in Orlando, didn't really show anything like what he became. So he's under the radar when he gets Ben Wallace. What do we got here?
Cleaves the way home. No, tap in by Wallace.
You don't see guys coming from, being undrafted, Virginia Union, no one knows who they are, to all of a sudden getting handed to the Pistons in a trade for Grant Hill, and he sort of set the tone for what Pistons basketball was going to mean for the next decade. Just with his style of play before Field of Fro, he played hard because he knew nothing else.
Knocked away by Kobe. Stack gets it back, turns, fires, no.
The 2002 NBA Defensive Player of the Year Award for our own Ben Wallace.
Very few players in the history of the game could impact a game solely on the defensive end and rebounding like he could. Turn a game around.
You can say that Chauncey Billups was certainly the MVP of that series. He ran circles around Gary Payton and Kobe Bryant, but they don't get there without Ben Wallace. The fact that you can put Ben Wallace on Shaquille O'Neal for 48 minutes and he still helps you on defense. I think he caught Gary Payton on a screen and stripped him. And Gary Payton's one of the best ball handling point guards in NBA history, and he stripped him at three-quarter court, drove down for a dunk, which basically tore the Palace down. That play just epitomizes what Ben Wallace was all about. He took all that punishment from Shaq and was still able to help his teammates in every other way possible.
Payton in the lane, Ben with a steal. Ben driving ahead of the crowd, up for the flying flood. Ben Wallace strikes again. Pistons.
So to your 2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons, congratulations, and here's the trophy.
That was the energy I talked about in this building. It was generated by Ben Wallace. The energy of him blocking a shot in this building or dunking on somebody, and I still get goosebumps thinking about it.
O'Neal deep in the post, lots of contact. Oh, what a block by Wallace! What a jump ball!
Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Pistons down 3-1. Rasheed gets leveled off by Shaq, and Ben just comes out of nowhere. Shaq is going for a dunk, and Ben comes out of nowhere, gets his hands on the ball, gets over Shaq's body, and it was the most remarkable block, mano a mano, that you can see between two players of like size, and I don't know if you could ever call any player like size with Shaquille O'Neal, but Ben got him clean, and the Palace erupted, and you didn't know it at the time because you had no idea if the Pistons would come back in that series, but that was Ben's last signature moment in his prime with that team.
It is so difficult to block someone O'Neal's size that close without fouling him, and Wallace managed to do it.
And that's what people love. I mean, this blue-collar town, blue-collar fan base, the ultimate blue-collar warrior.